Welcome back to another episode of It's Time for Beer. I am Brandon. Now this week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing more of a comparative beer review from a bottle to a can. This is New Belgium's Ranger IPA. This beer was first brewed in February of 2010. It's available year-round and it comes in bottles, cans, kegs, etc., etc. It's 6.5% alcohol by volume and it's 70 IBUs. The hops that they use are Chinook, Simcoe, and Cascade in the brew, and then they dry hop with Cascades. Now, the date code, it's different on the bottle and the can. On the bottle, it's over on this side of the bottle right here, and there is a best by date, which on this bottle is December 30th, 2012, and then there's also a bottled on date, which is 12/08/25, and that is the year, the month, and the day. So we have 2012, August 25th. So that's when this was bottled. Now on the can, it's on the bottom, and it says the best by date is October 18th, 2012, and the bottled on date is 2012, June 20th. Now, something a little bit interesting here, the price differential between the bottles and the cans. If you get the 12-pack of bottles, you're looking at $12.99. But if you get the 12-pack of cans, you're looking at $13.99. So, let's get these into a glass, and I will let you know how they look, smell, taste, and I'll let you know whether they're worth your money. And for our purposes here, we're going to kind of throw that off kind of as a side note and look more importantly at, do they taste the same out of the bottle and the can? New Belgium opened in 1991 and is based out of Fort Collins, Colorado. They are an employee-owned company, and as of 2010 was the third largest craft brewery in the U.S. and the seventh largest overall. They are building a new brewery in Asheville, North Carolina, and according to the website, should have saleable beer in January of 2015. Alright, so the first thing that I noticed on the pour was the bottled beer didn't really have any head when I poured it. The canned beer did have some head, and it still got head sticking around. Now the bottled beer is very golden. It's just slightly darker than your typical adjunct lager. There's a nice steady stream of pretty large bubbles coming up from the bottom, and I notice that it is almost completely clear. I can see the camera through the glass, I can see my light through the glass, I can see pretty much everything through the glass. Now the canned beer, same steady stream of bubbles, but this beer is not as clear as the bottled beer. But there is a nice steady stream of big bubbles coming up from the bottom on both of these. So in the looks, they're fairly similar. The only difference was the clarity. Yes, I can see a noticeable difference in the two of these, especially when I put them up to the light. Bottled beer is really clear, canned beer is not. The aroma of the bottled beer. Wow, even for being as old as it is, what'd I say? This was bottled in August the 25th, and it was supposed to be drunk by December 30th. This smells extremely hoppy. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, nice hop, very citrusy hop, a little bit of pine spiciness in there. But really, really strong hop character in that one. Now the aroma on the canned Ranger IPA. Now this one, the hop aroma is pretty much gone off of this one. This one was bottled on June 20th and should have been drunk by October 18th. I mean, I can smell it, but it's definitely not like the bottled one that's a whole lot more fresh. The malt is coming through. On the canned one, it's very, very malty. I can definitely get all the malt characters, you know, the crystal malts and the base malts and everything, the two-row. But the bottled one is definitely more hoppy than the canned one is. All right, the taste of the bottled version of New Belgium's Ranger IPA. Cheers. Yeah, the hop character is still very citrusy, very upfront. Hits you right on the front of the tongue. So good. The bitterness, very crisp on the back of your tongue. It tastes really good. This, I wouldn't consider this to be an old IPA. This one tastes very, very fresh. All right, the flavor on the canned version of Ranger IPA. Cheers. While I get the same hop characters, the same just kind of background going on there, everything is more muted. It's the same flavor, but it's definitely not as strong. This right here, before I even put it to my tongue, I could taste it just from breathing it in. This one, it's there, and you can taste the citrus and the pine, but it's not really that. It doesn't hit you in the face. It reminds me of this beer, which is Red Hook IPA. Very weak, almost nothing there. You could tell that there were hops in it, but not so much. But this one tastes more like a Torpedo Extra IPA from Sierra Nevada. So this is kind of what I would equate the flavors to. Very muted, even fresh. This one didn't really taste like anything other than a stronger Boston lager. This one tastes like just crazy dry hopped bomb. So hopefully that'll give you an idea of the differences in the flavor that I'm talking about here. Now I'm going to give you a real quick verdict. This is one of my favorite beers. This one, and this one. These are my three favorite beers, actually in this order. These are my three favorite beers. Now, it's very hoppy. This one was hoppy when I first bought the 12-pack. I'm going to admit, I actually brought it to one of the NASCAR races. The last NASCAR race in Charlotte. That'll give you an idea of when I got this. So, but those were my three favorite beers. This is one of my top three favorite just go-to beers. If I can't find one and I can't find the other, I'm going to get this one, or maybe I'll just kind of switch them in and out. I'll get this one, the next time I'll get that one, and the next time I'll get that one. So it's a nice, hoppy drinking beer. It's not a weak beer. I'm going to attribute the muted hop characters to the canned version, to the fact that it should have been drunk back in October and not December 30th. So take from that what you will. All right, is it worth the money? Yes, it's worth the money. This is an excellent price, $12.99, $13.99 if you want to pay the $1 premium for it to be in cans, which I still don't understand. But, I mean, you could buy a 12-pack of Budweiser for $12. You're looking at, $1 more for a superior beer. By superior, I mean, here's Budweiser, here's Ranger IPA. I don't know if my hand's even in the shot right now. That's how much better this beer is than a Budweiser, and you guys know that. So pay the extra $1, get this beer. Pay the extra $2, get it in a can. Now I'm going to rate this beer an A+. I get my Torpedo Extra, I get my Ranger IPA to have as my go-to beer. We're going to call this the go-to IPA category. Just to get and to drink. I'm giving this an A+. I will always go for this beer. All right, so hopefully I know that the flavors have been a little different, probably because of the age. I'm going to do this again, maybe with another beer, and I'm going to have absolutely fresh beers. I just wanted to try this just to get an idea, and I wanted to do it on camera. So with that said, drink what you like, enjoy what you drink, and I will see you next time. I will see you next time. These aren't made of crystal, so they more clap together than jingle together. So anyway, cheers.